I wouldn't dispute you on certain things, but if I think they're not true, I'm more than happy to say that. However, what we've got to do is we've got to listen respectfully, right? As we did 35 years ago, and we've got to understand where Joe comes from, where I come from, where you come from.
I understand.
And the only way we're going to go forward this is if we both sit down, have a conversation, and if you're wrong, like for instance, the gentleman just said there's 3 million Jews living in Morocco, there's 90,000 Jews living in Yemen, there are 9 Jews. It's not a case of he might be a little bit wrong, it's a lie. There are 9 Jews, it is a provable fact.
It's a wrong stat.
So we've got to,
his stat was wrong.
So we've got to understand that when we say something, it's not true. We're not saying it because we're making something up, but when somebody says there's 90,000 Jews in Yemen, it's wrong, it's a lie. And that's where we've got to accept. Both sides have to hold their hands up.
So let's have a calm conversation.
I just want to ask you a important question.
I'm just going to say one thing because we lost a lot of the footage. Basically, there were 1 million Jews that lived in Muslim countries, yeah? Now, Muslims in Speaker's Corner always tell me how great it was for Jews to live under Muslims, yeah? So I throw a statistic back at them now. Today, there are more Jews pray at Borehamwood Synagogue than live in the entire Muslim world. There's less than 3,000. There's around 3,000 Jews. The majority of them, something like 2,900 of them, are in Morocco, 9 in Yemen. There's no one left in Algeria. Iraq, there was 2 Jews left.
One in Syria,
very few.
And the reason why is because the Jews fled Muslim persecution. There was massacre after massacre. So in 1929, in 1929, in 1947, in 1948, there were massacres in Alexandria. There were massacres in Aden. There were massacres all over, all over the Middle East. So guys, we're going to have a civil conversation. One conversation, one question at a time. Anyone who can't do that, find another conversation.
If we can do that,
this is going to be civil.
It'd be
You know
great.
the Jews in Algeria helped the Muslims fight against the French Empire. Did you know that?
Yeah,
they helped them.
Yeah, I know that.
And then they left, and then they went with the French.
I'll even add more to that. Jews throughout history have assisted Muslims in their military conquest.
I'm not denying that. We've always helped each other.
But what happened in recent history is Muslims started persecuting Jews,
Egypt,
and Jews ran. Yeah, so Jews started running away from Muslims.
Do you know why that happened?
So
because they tried to invade the Sinai land, and then Egypt retaliated in the 1960s.
But even before that, in the 20s, they were killing Jews in Egypt.
If you were living, I don't know, wherever, and you felt impelled to leave your country because of risk of death, right? That's the only reason you
would leave. Yeah, I would leave.
And that's what happened in 1948, 1947, I think it started.
The 1947, basically from 1936 up to
1936
onwards 48, there was massive violence.
Let's draw a line onto this. There are no large Jewish communities living in the Middle East except in Israel now. Do we all agree?
Yeah.
I would add one caveat.
In
Iran, there's a few.
There is in Iran. There is a few in Syria. There is.
I don't think there's any in Syria.
There's none in Syria.
There's a handful in Syria.
There's not even a handful.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. So when Joe comes and people
because
say,
they're native to that land. Can I tell you something? Me personally, I went to Algeria.
Sorry, what was that? We're native to that land.
No, the Jews that grew up in that land, they're native to it. They were both. Because can I give you an example?
So if you're native to the land, it's okay to stay there.
Of course. When I went to Algeria in April, I saw a Jewish man. Yeah, he was. You know that mosque you were talking about? He was a resident Jew there, and he was Jewish. He was living there normal. So what I'm trying to say to you is that he said he doesn't want to live under Islamic Empire. But I want to ask you a question. Yeah? Do you live under the British law?
So perfect. In Britain, I pay the same tax as a Christian. I pay the same tax as a Muslim. In Islam, there's no laws that put me underneath. We're all equal. I can become the Prime Minister of the UK, and you should all vote for me. But I can become the Prime Minister of the UK. I can't become the Caliph of a Muslim
state. If you don't have a political degree or...
No, I can't. You're missing. Aki, you're missing the fundamental point. I am equal to any other British person, as are you. We are equal. We are brothers in the UK. There's no difference. Under the Khalifa, I'm under you. I'm under your boot. I'll give you. Why does the Quran say the Jew pays the jizya?
I can tell you why.
No, I'll tell you why. What does it say? What word does it read?
Are you going to teach me what
I am going to teach you our deen. I'm going to teach you our deen.
Are you going to teach me what the Quran says?
You can call me. Okay, tell me, Shay.
The reason why they implemented the jizya is not because the Jews.
I'm talking to him. You're terrified of other Muslims speaking. I'm speaking to the Algerian brother. Let him speak. He can speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. We're not talking to you.
That verse is talking about a war When you win against war, that is when you pay jizya, humiliated. When you beat somebody in war, you take the jizya in humiliated. That is war.
Did you hear that word, Camera? Humiliated.
Yes, war.
Humiliated.
War.
No.
Jizya is
war.
Saghirun. What does it mean?
It comes
humiliation.
If there's no war, there's no war.
Listen.
The dhimmi pays the jizya to be humiliated.
No.
You don't pay your tax to be humiliated.
Bro,
okay, calm down. You're right.
It doesn't mean that you're under us. What the jizya is that so we have an agreement in it that if war happens, yeah, the Jews are not. They don't have to fight. That's what the jizya is for. They're not entitled to fight. You get what I'm saying? So let's say.
So why does it say humiliated?
No, there was war. No, that's war. There was an incident when the Romans invaded.
The only verse.
Yes, it's
Joseph, man. War. You said you want to have a nice conversation.
So do I only have to?
Okay. There was an example when the Romans tried to attack the Muslims, and there were Jews living amongst them. The Jews were not entitled, didn't have to fight along with the Muslims when it happened. Because we all know what the Roman Empire were doing at that time. They were trying to take over certain lands and stuff. So that's what the JIZIA is for. It's not because you're under us. It's just an agreement so that we have common terms that we live under protection among each other, and we can live in harmony.
So when it comes to Islam, the one source I trust over any Muslim in Speaker's Corner, over any sheikh in Saudi Arabia, the one source I trust is the Quran. So the brothers can come up with a compelling reason for why they think the jizya is charged. But I listen to the Quran, and what does the Quran says? It doesn't mention war. What it says,
look at the whole
and
context.
none of the hadith say this, every hadith that speaks about this says that they will be humiliated. The Jew pays the jizya to be humbled before the Muslim. Humble, humiliated.
Don't just use one verse. Read the whole context.
What we're doing now is entering apologetics. And if I was a Muslim, I would be very careful about going against the Quran.
Read the whole. I know the Quran. I've read from beginning to end.
That's have I.
Read the whole verses, the whole page, to get that whole context and to understand the whole context.
So do I only need to pay jizya in time of war?
So what's that?
Do I only need to pay the jizya in time of war?
No.
Then it's not to do it. Then it's fine
all time. What we disagree with? No, brother.
No. The Quran says I pay it all time.
1 minute.
Have you seen what scholars have done?
I don't trust scholars. I trust the Quran.
So when it comes to Islam,
no. So again, when it comes to the Torah, I trust the Torah.
Listen, the discussion and the debate you should understand. The discussion is that you said humiliated. When we're talking about him, no, you said that. It's on your camera. It's on your camera. You're saying all about.
No, I agree. That's what it says. But you said it to begin with.
No, you're saying
what does Saghirun mean? What does Saghirun mean?
That was the case you're making. The case you're making is that jizya comes to humiliation. When you read the whole chapter or when you read the whole page, the whole context is talking about war. When you win a war, then they pay the tax. Humiliated.
But when there's no war, the conversation's getting circular.
No.
To wrap it up for the camera.
Wrap it up
for the camera.
Correct yourself.
Jews don't want to pay jizya. We don't want to pay your jizya.
No, if you don't want to pay jizya,
that's exactly. We don't have to because we have our own country now, and that's it. Jews have a country, so we don't have to pay jizya. And thank God, alhamdulillah, Muslims pay the same tax as a Jew in Israel. Because we don't have discrimination. There's no tax to humiliate the Muslims in Israel.
What is the discussion about that?
Was Israel formed in war or peace?
War. From what I know.
And do Jews charge Muslims a tax to humiliate them?
Are you going to let me answer?
What are you talking about? Israel was prisoners.
From what I know,
all of Palestine is prisoners.
The British Empire was ruling Palestine at that time. So when the Jews were being persecuted by the Europeans, they took them, and even the Muslims allowed them to come in.
Which date?
When are you sure, around the 1940s, but I don't know.
So around the 1940s.
After the Second World War.
In the 1940s, 1939, the white paper was published, which limited Jewish immigration to
5,000 Jews.
And Arab.
That is not true.
For the camera, it's called the white paper.
Trust me, look at Google.
What date?
Google the white paper, 1939.
The white paper was issued, limiting Jewish migration.
To 5,000 Jews. 5,000 Jews.
What about 1945?
1945.
After the Second World War.
So Jews were in displacement camps.
No, but they were taken by the British Empire.
No, they weren't taken by the British Empire.
Did you not see the boats?
The British Empire still. The British Empire sunk boats in Haifa Bay.